Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the $1 billion grind. And we are at 942 million. So we've got about 7 million since Friday. And this week coming up, I don't work. So I think I'm going to be able to knock out maybe this last 60 million in the next few days here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Worst case scenario, it'll be next week. Hope you all had a good weekend. I know I did. To me, weekend, weekday doesn't matter right now because I am on vacation. The only bad thing about that is I've been reversing my sleep. When I'm working, I work nights, but since I'm on vacation for a couple weeks, I figured I'd start sleeping at night and being awake during the day so I could, interact with the family more. And it's got me a little messed up, just a little bit. But anyways, I've run Cayo a few times. I think I've figured out the meta that I'm going to use, the way I'm going to run like the main heist and stuff. It's going to be more focused on the airstrip because that's actually easier than the North Dock. But in the end, it kind of depends on what the secondary targets are. If there's Coco at the North Dock and I think I can get it, of course I'm going to do that, even if the airstrip is easier. But one thing I'm running into are some bugs that I've never seen before in Cayo. I mean, I've been running this thing for 2 years. I've done it hundreds of times, and I've never seen some of the bugs that I've been running into. Especially during the scope out mission, twice now in the last day, when I get to the electric box up on the tower to hack the cameras on the island, I hit the right D-pad to start the numbers hack to look at the cameras, and my character goes into an animation at the electric box. I'm guessing it's like what you would see if you were there with me watching me do it. But the little mini game for the math never ever comes up, and it's just stuck there. And I have to end the game. I have to close out the app and restart my Xbox and come. I might not have to reboot entirely, but I do have to exit the game and restart the game. So that's pretty frustrating. I've never seen that in 2 years, and it's done it twice in the last 12 hours really. So anyways, we'll see. I wanted to run the whole thing on stream just to see if any of that stuff happens. So you guys can see that, and then when we get to the heist finale, of course, I'll show you the new pattern that I'm using to deal with the fact that the guards can see the bodies at this point. So let's get this started. We are in a populated lobby because of the other bug, where if I try to do this in a invite-only lobby, it sometimes gives me the infinite loading screen. In fact, pretty often when I try to go to Cayo. So yeah, I feel like our existence in this game is just starting to be a series of trying to avoid bugs. So hopefully nobody messes with me. It looks like a pretty active lobby, though. I'm seeing some jets out there and stuff. So yeah, we may have to jump to a different lobby if the people here will not leave me in peace. I'm kind of overdue to get messed with on this because I've done this in public lobbies with other people a whole bunch of times, and I've actually never been like blown up by a player. Had a few clowns come after me, but none of them have ever caught me before. We'll see. I guess first time for everything. May as well have it be on stream. We'll see what happens here. One of the bugs I hit too, by the way, I said the one about the electric box. There's another one as well. When I came back and I was trying to get my Kasaka set up to shoot the Merryweather helicopter for the weapon loadout mission, when I went to drive the Kasaka was floating up over the air and it was moving forward really fast, and the propellers weren't even spinning, and it basically crashed into the retaining seawall at like Elysian Island and was starting to like flip over and capsize, and I had to jump sessions. I've never seen that happen before either. Man, they do these updates and they update this stuff, man, and they break everything. Makes you wonder if I should go back to an invite-only session for this, and maybe with all their screwing up, they managed to get rid of that other bug. I doubt it, though. The game-breaking stuff that kills your game tends to stay in the game forever. We'll see. Alright, they're not over there. Like I said, this is it's a pretty active lobby. I was watching stuff on the map for a while before going live, and I'm like, oh boy. Well, it'll be funny if nothing else. We'll see if anyone comes after me. Like I said, there were jets, there were Mark IIs. There's a lot of activity. All right, can't really get the. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Got it. I think that's all of them too, actually. Oh, that worked out well. Usually there's one left that I got to take out with a gun, but the way they moved, they all ended up in the way of the rocket. Now I hear another airplane. Yeah, there's one over there. I hope this guy doesn't mess with me. I don't know if that thing's weaponized or not. We'll see. One thing I know is I'm going to climb pretty high, so... Oh boy. Let's, I didn't see where he went. Actually, I don't know if he's still in the air or not. This thing is so slow. Yeah, I don't see him anywhere, so I guess he went off and did his own thing. Probably be coming after us in a jet in a minute. Or, yeah, I just realized I left my Sparrow sitting there, and I think it's open to everybody. You know, a little risky here while I fly, but whoops. Services, Saka, return options. There we go. Okay. Now, if he gets any ideas about jumping in my Sparrow and coming after me with it, he won't be able to. I think the big problem in this is, well, two things. Jets and people in their Kasakas with the remote-controlled missiles. I've had a couple of those come after me, too. This thing is surprisingly resilient, though. This plane that I'm flying, this Velum, or is that what it's called? The Velum, I think. Let me see. Yeah, the Velum. It's surprisingly resilient. It took a direct hit from one of those remote-controlled missiles from submarine, and it did not blow up. In fact, it didn't even char. I don't know how many of those it could take, but I know I was surprised that it didn't go down from that. Now, that, you know, missile from the Kasaka is one thing. A jet with explosive cannons is something else again. But I want to say a jet with explosive cannons, I can maybe do some evading, some evasive maneuvers, but not a lot. I mean, this thing against a jet, you know, it's not going to win, and it shouldn't. But we're getting close to the trigger point here. So this is going to show the first bug, by the way. Actually, pay attention to this. When I hit the trigger point, the plane's going to disappear, and my guy's going to start skydiving, and unless it makes a liar out of me. But that's the first thing I noticed after the update that this started doing, and it's done it consistently every time, so I imagine it'll do it this time too. So here we go. We're coming up on the trigger point. See if we go skydiving before we go to cut. Yep, there we go. Plane's gone. Now we're free falling. And then eventually we should get the cutscene that takes us to Cayo. Although we are really falling a long time here. Really? Okay, if this doesn't take us to Cayo, then that's a whole new set of circumstances. I don't even know what to say. I don't think it's going to take us. Wow. Wow. All right, that's messed up. Guys, that's messed up, man. That is messed up. We flew into the trigger point for Cayo. The plane disappeared. We were skydiving. Usually, after we get into the air skydiving, it does go to the cutscene after all and takes us to Cayo. This time it didn't. It literally just let me go all the way. Wow. Okay, well that's fun. That's a new one. So yeah, the bugs in this game are ridiculous at this point. They put this stuff in here, they make stuff harder, and then they break the stuff that's worked for years. And I don't understand how stuff like this gets past QA. Well, I guess my assumption is that there is any QA to begin with. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and may as well, at this point, we may as well try an invite-only session and see if the infinite loading screen is still an issue there. I mean, we may as well try that at this point. I mean, that's insane. That's absolutely insane that Rockstar, what are you doing? What are you doing, Rockstar? Breaking stuff, man. Breaking everything. You had stuff that worked perfect, and you're just killing it. All right. Well, we're in an invite-only session now. Let's see if it works. Of course, I got to do the whole thing again, which sucks. All right. So I will call for my Kasaka. And I guess I'm going to have to call for my Mark II also, because it's not here the way I was expecting. All right. So there you guys go. Bug number 1. Try to go to Cayo, fly into the trigger point, the plane disappears, you go skydiving, and that's it. You never do go to Cayo. Like I said, prior to this, it has been doing that, the plane disappearing in the skydiving part, but it still does take me to Cayo up until now. So... all right, so we'll return this. Oh, that's why the Mark II wasn't there. I had returned it in the last session. So let's try this again. All right, so we'll do the gather intel mission. Where are we going? Grapeseed again. All right. So we go to Sanchiansky, and this time they're by the mountains, not over by the lake. This time I remembered to look. Tell you what, if they've fixed invite-only mode so that the weird stuff doesn't happen there, then I'm happy to do it there. The only reason I've been doing the gather intel mission in the public lobby was because of the infinite loading screen bug. But now I'm encountering all kinds of bugs, even in the public lobby, so... I think they broke their game. But I have managed to do it a few times. It's just, I have to keep like redoing this mission. But I have so far managed to go through it several times. All right. So at least I don't have to worry about any jets this time. Or crop dusters, or whatever the heck that was over here in the last session. I don't even know what kind of plane. Is it like a biplane or something? I don't know. those guys are too close to the plane. I don't want to shoot them with the missile. I mean, honestly, the plane can take one missile hit. I just don't want to mess with it. I'll just use my guns here. The other two are down. Let me mark this guy out here. He's behind the hitbox. Gotta be really careful with that sometimes. There we go. All right, let's get out of here. But he was really positioned badly there. The plane has kind of a big hitbox around the front of it, and so the guy that's up near the front of the plane is sometimes like behind it, even though, you know, there's nothing visible there. So, all right. This is my first time doing this in an invite-only session for a really long time. I hope it doesn't give us that infinite loading screen. If it does give us the infinite loading screen, I've got no choice. I have to close out the app and launch back in. As far as the new meta is concerned, when I'm running the compound now, I go with a semi-pacifist strategy. I basically don't kill anybody inside the compound. The only guard that I take out is at the very end, the one by the motorcycle, because I do need that motorcycle to get out to the sea quickly. Taking him out doesn't seem to have any effect on anything. I still get, you know, full elite challenge credit. So apparently it does not break stealth. I've been watching a few other videos by other YouTubers, and I want to say it was TGG was saying that if you take him out, there's a Jeep that comes around from over kind of like by the helicopter, and then they'll see him. And maybe that's true, but right after I take him out, I'm on that motorcycle and I'm out to sea within seconds. So I have a feeling that even if that's true, it's just that I'm out of there quick enough that it doesn't make any difference. So, but in the compound itself, I am not taking out anybody, which means I do not get the gate key. So yes, I am using the elevator, and then I'm being very careful when I come back down to exit the compound, because you basically got you got the alcove guy walking back and forth. You've got the guy who paces in front of the camera on the other side, pacing back and forth. You've got the Juggernaut walking his pattern through there, and then you've got the one guy that's upstairs by you, just standing motionless with his back to you. He's not much of a problem, but the other three you kind of have to juggle and make sure you jump down at exactly the right time where they don't see you. So, but it's not really that hard. I've done it a few times, and it's working pretty well. So we'll see if we can actually get there. Well, we'll see what happens here. If we get the infinite loading screen, I'm just gonna scream. This game is so bugged out. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go. Let's see if the plane disappears and if I'm skydiving again. Yep. Yeah. All right, but it took me right away to the loading screen. But will it take me to Cayo? That's the big question. See, this is the screen I would get stuck on right here in the past. Nope, we're in Cayo. All right. All right. Well, maybe I will test. Maybe I'll test doing it in invite only for a while and see if. I mean, one time doesn't mean anything. It works in the public lobby too sometimes, but maybe things are better now in invite only now. We'll see. You know, they break one thing and they accidentally fix it somewhere else. All right. So, like I said, I've been favoring the airstrip lately. If we can get 2 Cocos here, I won't even bother going to the North Docks. Well, I see one. So it looks like Coco and Brownie mix. Let's see. All right, Coco. Hopefully there's one in the hangar too. Hopefully there's two in the hangar and I can just go there. That's like the easiest place there is to get cocoa from. There's just that one guard that walks back and forth in front of the hangar. Hey, plane. How you doing, sir? I'm doing pretty good. Just enjoying the new bugs in Cayo Perico. Ah, you're on break? Nice. You a night shifter too, like me? I don't really know what time zone you're in. Hey, look, another Coco. So we got 2 Cocos here at the docks. So we'll definitely be, or at the airfield. So we'll definitely be coming here. Doing great, by the way. Nice. See if there's a Coco upstairs. Because like I said, if there's 2 Cocos in the hangar, I definitely want that. Because this is the easiest place to get them from. Oh, you're in Eastern Standard Time. Okay, cool. I guess when you said you're on break, I was thinking like you're on break from work, like if you're in the middle of your shift, if you're like a night shifter, but maybe you meant you're like on holiday break. So often off through the new year, hopefully. And my guy decided to do the cool slide across the top of the forklift. I really just want him to go up on the box. There we go. All right. So is there a Coco over here? I don't think so. I think those are all cash. Let's just see. Yeah, it's all cash. You know what? I'm not even going to bother taking the picture. It's not worth it. Don't need it. So we got 1 Coco over on the other side and 1 Coco here in the hangar. That'll be my targets. No reason to go to the North Dock at this point. Yeah, holiday break. Okay, cool, man. Cool. Yeah, me too. As you know, I am on break. I work night shifts when I work though. So like my normal work shift is like 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. Only 4 days a week though. So like four 10-hour days. So I have like Friday, Saturday, Sunday off normally. But since I'm off for the next couple of weeks, I decided to switch my sleep so that I can be a little more involved with family events during the day. And it's messing with me a little bit. I'm having trouble finding sleep the right way. It'll take a day or two. I've been through this before, obviously, being a night shifter. Oh, can I clear the trees? I did. Nice. All right. All right, I'll give this guy on the tower a minute. Finished the Drug Wars story. It was pretty good. I think you enjoyed it if you haven't. I've got the first 3 story missions done, and I've been doing the DAX, like, column for a mission things, because I think I heard you needed to do like 10 of those or something like that in order to get the business up and running. So I've been doing that too. I think you can do those every 48 minutes. So I've kind of been cycling them with my what's it called? Warehouse agents. I'll tell you what, if you've done the missions that you I know it's not story missions, but the ones where you call Zach for work, I got one today. I guess I'll just call it the Merryweather mission. Holy crap, it took forever. It was pretty hard, actually. I died a whole bunch of times. In fact, I was actually not gonna lie, I was getting a little pissed off. Not quite throw the controller pissed off, but just kind of like sitting back going, okay, and they just kept killing me over and over in there. I mean, you know, it's like anything else. You need to kind of figure out the best way to do it. I was probably doing it really stupidly. But as far as the story is concerned, I've done the first 3 missions, which the most recent one is when you go to Stab City and you take them all out, and then you go over to the place on the north side of the sea and you steal all the meth. Actually, it's the one that I did with Zephyr on Friday. I think that was the 3rd story, the last one he and I did. So we'll see what the next one looks like. Oh yeah, they spawn a lot. Oh, so you've done the Merryweather one? Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. Just absolutely ridiculous. I literally resorted to my minigun at the end and just started just mowing them like a madman. So, all right. So obviously gonna do 9. So 40 and 20 is 60. Yeah, okay. So I guess we'll do 40, 20, and 69. There we go. Oh, hey, this didn't glitch out, by the way. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Well, maybe the invite-only lobby is the way to go on this. Another bug I ran into was right here when I would try scrolling through the cameras and I'd hit like right on D-pad to go to the next camera. It would just sit like right here for courtyard. It would just sit on the static. It would never show me the courtyard and I'd have to hit it again. There we go. We got it. Anyone want to take bets? It's going to be tequila. It is. What else is it ever anymore? But at least we got 2 cocos, so it should be, depending on the office safe, we should do pretty good. We'll be around 1.5 million. So, okay, let's just jump sessions back to our Kasaka. And at least we can blow through the setup missions, and then I can show the new meta, the way that I'm running the compound now at this point. But yeah, those those Dax missions can be pretty challenging. That one especially. You know, the other one I don't like is the what's the cult called? The guys in the blue suits. You did story mode as Michael, you can like get like $2 million right out the gate with them. The Epsilon. So there's one where you go put like acid in their sprinkler system, and you get all messed up at the end, and your guns are weird. Like when you shoot them, they like shoot confetti and stuff. And yeah, that's another one I had trouble with. Not so much the part of getting the stuff in their sprinkler system. That was pretty easy. I'm talking about afterwards when you have to run through the acid and you get all messed up. I'm wondering if crack shot. I want to do crack shot. Merryweather. Yeah, no, we're blowing that up. Hold on a second. Where are we? Are we by Elysian? We are. Okay. All right. I'm just gonna kind of prep on this one too, guys. So this was another mission. Or another bug that I ran into. I tried to use these, what's it called? Missiles, and the game told me that I couldn't because I was submerged. So when I went over to the driver's seat to bring my Kasaka up, I found my Kasaka floating on top of the water and then flying forward at a really high speed that it normally can't get to. And it crashed into the shore, and I jumped sessions before it blew up and killed me. But that's another bug I've never seen before, but earlier today I ran into it. The Magic Grass Warehouse. Yes, that's the mission I'm talking about. I'm wondering, is it possible to kill all the enemies after you're outside? Is it possible to take them all out? I mean, I just couldn't do it. You get like 3 chances, and then the mission ends and leaves you somewhere stupid. Like up on top of Mount Chiliad with no easy way down. I'm wondering if it's possible to get out of there without the acid affecting you. That would be ideal. So you don't have to deal with any of that crap. You know, the time consuming aside, it is a pretty funny mission though. I will give it that. I wasn't really annoyed with it. I was laughing as it was going on, just because it's so messed up looking. But obviously, it's a rehash of the story mode mission when Jimmy, doses Michael, complete with the skydives from way high in the air. Oh, look at this! We got 3 Merryweathers in a row. My record is 8. We'll see if we beat it here. Hopefully not. I want to get to the compound. And then there was a different Dax mission I did that was actually really, really easy. Well, I can't seem to think of what it was. Oh, the dune buggies. I had a really easy time with those. But you know what? I think I was in a Mark II. So I was just kind of zooming down behind them and popping them. If I'm thinking of the same thing. So let's move to Vespucci. Although I want to say one of the vehicles I was taking out with my Mark II was like a night shark or something. It took a whole bunch of missiles, and I actually had to despawn my Mark II and respawn it to refill. I need some time with those Dax missions to figure out like the best, fastest strategy. Oops, actually, you know what? I don't want to get up yet. I want to move this thing closer to shore. As far as the aim goes, I want to say just about all of the NPCs have good aim in these missions. They're all pretty good. I forgot to change my radar to expanded. I'll do that in a second. Here we go. There we go. Actually, I'm going to change that right now before I head out. Ah, the loading screens. Come on, Rockstar. Alright, and I wish they would put this in an easier to get to place. It's kind of crazy that I have to go through all those menus to do that. Try to put a positive spin on it. It helps my thumb dexterity, which is non-existent. Yeah, I hope my voice isn't too messed up. It's a symptom of the sleep. If my sleep is a little weird, then my throat gets a little weird. You ever do this? I fell asleep on the couch watching TV the other day, and I must have been snoring or something, because when I woke up, my throat was actually like kind of sore. All right, so at least this is still the same as always. The Office. The only thing that's different is the ray tracing and the reflections in the glass, which really freaked me out the other night. If you guys remember from Friday's stream, I'm getting used to it now. Although, you know what, I'm not freaked out by it anymore. But I will say this: in certain circumstances, this reflective glass makes it harder to see what's on the other side, and this is actually a prime example. You know, I'm aiming at that guy who's by the front desk, but my own reflection is making it kind of hard to see. Like, okay, there he is. I have to get to like the right angle to see him. It used to be really easy to see him. There we go. So that is one drawback. All right, so let's hack the computer. Wonder how long until Rockstar decides to make these guys more aware. The reflections kind of freak me out in the Humane Labs. Yeah, it's taken some getting used to. It really is. I appreciate it. And you know, I think it's a positive thing, but I don't know if I like it, to be honest with you. Now, I know you can shut it off by like going to performance mode or whatever. So I know I can shut that off, but Anyway, I don't know. I'm going to give it a chance for a while and see if I can just get used to it. But overall, I'm not sure that I like it because it has caused a few issues in a few places. Like when I couldn't see through glass the way I needed to. My reflection was messing it up. I know it's more realistic. So I wonder how long till Rockstar makes those guys in the office more aware, so I can't just sit there and hack the computer while they're standing like 8 feet from me and not noticing me, even though they're looking directly at me, and half of their friends are lying on the ground after being shot in the head right in front of them. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate what Rockstar has done with the guards seeing bodies. I do appreciate that. I don't appreciate that there's no mechanism for hiding a body. Like, you can't drag it off anywhere or do anything with it. And also, I don't appreciate the fact that new guards spawn in later and they spawn right on top of where bodies are and they see it. But again, running it pacifist, at least inside the compound, pretty much fixes that issue anyway. All right, so 1 down, 4 to go. Let's knock out the long fin. Approach vehicles, long fin, Vinwood. Technically, this is my first actual day of vacation because this is the first day that I would have been working. That I'm not. I would be working right now. I'm glad that I'm not. Not in the mood at all. Am I ever really? Actually, I am sometimes. For those who don't know, I'm a Cisco route switch networking engineer. So I support, like, routers, switches, ASAs, firewalls, stuff like that. It's pretty interesting work, usually. A lot of times I do enjoy it, especially if there's something interesting to troubleshoot, if something weird is happening with traffic and we can't figure out why. But I do need a break like anyone else, and so I am glad to be on vacation. I told those guys, don't call me. If there's a problem, don't call me. It's fine. I work with a good team, a team of really talented engineers, actually, who I'm not the best on the team by any stretch. So they're fine while I'm on vacation. So vehicles, I want my Phantom Wedge. And we will return. I gotta get used to the Kasaka not being the bottom option anymore. What am I doing here? Oh, inventory, because I want to put on body armor, even though I could have just done it from the weapon wheel. Well, I'll do the health that way. Seems like you really enjoy it. Yes, I do, actually. I've been doing it for, well, the Cisco networking, I've just been doing, like, for the last 10 years. Prior to that, I was in, like, server-side support, like, Active Directory, Exchange, stuff like that. That guy even supported a I can't think of the name of it anymore. Their document sharing, Microsoft's document sharing, SharePoint. There we go. It's in the name, Share. I even supported a SharePoint environment at one point, like 15, 16 years ago. But like I say, most recently I've been doing like the Cisco networking and for like the last 10 years or so, and that has been a lot more interesting. I've come to be a big fan of command line over GUI, but unfortunately even the networking stuff is starting to turn into like all GUI graphical based for configuring. It's kind of annoying because I feel like it hides some of the under the hood stuff. So like if I'm troubleshooting like a static VPN tunnel and why traffic isn't moving on it, and I can set up a capture to look for specific traffic on a specific port from a specific host. But there's no way to do that in GUI. It kind of like takes away the granularity, I want to say, of what you can look at and what you can do. But I understand that everything gets simpler over time, so it is what it is. But I prefer command line. Command line. All right. Plus, I type fast, so. All right, we're almost there. Crash through the fence here if this truck doesn't get in my way. And actually, we might be able to just lose the cops and not have to blow ourselves up on this one. Yeah, I'm going to go, like, hang out on the back of the building here. Just watch the stars. Not, like, in the sky, but it sounded kind of funny. You guys know what I mean. My wanted level. All right. Just about done, I think. Come on, go away. Cop airs. There we go. All right. So, 2 down, 3 to go. And these last 3 tend to go a lot more quickly. It's the plasma cutter, the fingerprint cloner, and the cutting torch. I want to say each one takes about 5 minutes. And I'm going to ignore any notices I get, like about my my warehouse agents or my nightclub safe. I'm just going to focus on doing this. All right. Wonder if we'll get Liberty City in the next GTA. Would be cool to see a remastered version. Yeah, you know, I was actually thinking about that. We don't have a remastered version of GTA 4 yet. Although, you know what? If they're going to do it the way they did with the other ones last year, I don't want them to do it. I really wish, you know, there are some great, I'm sure you've all seen, like on YouTube, videos of people who've like done these awesome, you know, ray tracing remasters and stuff like of this game and of earlier ones and made it look really awesome. I wish Rockstar would swallow their pride and reach out to one of these people and instead of telling them to cease and desist, offer them, you know, the opportunity to help them create a really cool looking remaster. It seems like Rockstar just, I don't know, man. They tell the people who are good at it to cease and desist, and then they release complete crap instead for us. It's like, you know, guys, you... Really not the same company that it was 10 years ago. It's really, really, truly not. But we'll see what the new game looks like. I wasn't that impressed with it, but admittedly, you know, I was kind of not. I was not giving. I don't know the right way to say this. I was expecting too much out of an early demo from like 2019. Like I was not liking it because it didn't look that good, but you know, it's supposed to be rough at that point. They're not trying to pretty it up at that point. They're just getting the basic gameplay down at that point. So I feel like maybe I was a little bit overcritical of it for what it was. But I'm hoping when it comes out that it is at least an entertaining game. Like a lot of people, I am concerned with the messaging that's been coming out of Rockstar lately too. It sounds like they're gonna like get rid of all the stuff that makes this game so much fun, like all the ridiculous, ironic humor about everything. They're going to say we don't want to offend anybody. Like I get that, but I don't. If anyone is offended by satire in a video game, well, then I think that says more about them than it does about the game or society or anything. It's just a joke. And a lot of the jokes in this game are hilarious, and they're directed, they're pointed in all directions. You know, not any one group is unfairly, you know, targeted or anything like that. And the way they were talking sounds like they're just going to get rid of all that. Now, here's the thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing if humor is not a big part of the game. I would not call GTA 4 a humorous game. I would call that a dark and serious game. In fact, you know, maybe even a little depressing, but it was still a great game. So they can make a great game without all the, you know, without all the satire and humor. It's just that in this game, GTA 5, they did it so well. They really, really did. I mean, there are endless jokes all over this game if you look for them. Fly around one day and just read all the billboards. Like, even the billboards, like, every one of them is a joke. And the advertisements and stuff like that. Just hysterical. They really went all out, and they did a good job. That's why I say they're not the same company anymore. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I don't think Rockstar today, with their current team, I don't think they could have created this game. I don't think they have the talent. But we will see. We will see. GTA 6 is definitely looming on the horizon, so if they ever get around to releasing a trailer for it. When were the original trailers for GTA 5? I want to say the very first one, the first time you ever saw any footage of this world, I want to say was released in 2011, like a good 2 years before the game came out. And we don't have anything at all about GTA 5. Or 6, you know what I meant. All right, 3 down, 2 to go. Just need to get the fingerprint cloner, and then the cutting torch. Yeah, 2011. Yeah. I will also say that cuts both ways, doesn't it? So we had a trailer in 2011, and then people had to wait 2 years to actually get the game. I would imagine some people in 2013, before the game came out, saying, when is that game coming out, man? They showed us the trailer for it like 2 years ago. It's still like, I could see people complaining that way too. So kind of cuts both ways, you know. It's so hard to please people, and then you compound it with Rockstar doing stuff regularly, actively to anger people. I'm just waiting for them to make an announcement like GTA Plus members get the 10-minute cooldown for Cayo the way it used to be. I mean, I'm just waiting for something like that just to really, really put people in a tizzy. Seems like something they would do too. All right. Well, let's find the perfect spot for the... There we go. All right. We go with the assault shotgun because we're going to be in close quarters here. And hopefully I don't die in here. I mean, I've done it a whole bunch of times, obviously, but this is... Hey, look at that. Nice. Usually one of them will stay hidden. Okay, I hope this guy doesn't do anything weird. I gotta wait for the laptop. There we go. Sometimes this guy's body does weird stuff when you're trying to like hack the laptop. It's kind of funny, but not this time, thankfully. There we go.
Excellent. We know where to find the archive and the tool we need.
I'd be surprised if Rockstar has made decent profit from GTA Plus. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it just came out, so I forget when is their do they do a quarterly call or do they do a yearly call on their profit? I want to say it's quarterly. I've actually never bothered to tune into it. I assume it's available to everybody. I don't think you have to be a shareholder to listen to it. But at some point, they're going to be given the numbers for that. They'll figure out whether it was worth it to do the service or not. They finally fixed the security cameras on this one. Actually, I mean, it's been fixed for a while. They fixed it at the summer DLC, but for a really long time, the cameras outside this archive were busted. You could basically run through them and they would never see you. Doesn't make any difference anyways. When you come out, if you just jump on your Mark II and take off, it's too fast for the people who come anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
The fail-safe tool will be small card with circuit board and antennae.
All right. All right, we'll get this back to the Kasaka, and then it's the cutting torch, and then it's on to Cayo. Yeah, see, it doesn't even matter. These guys, they might get a couple shots off, but they're not going to be able to stop me. They too slow. And it is nice and close to the Kasaka. I do like that location. Alright, so we got the... Oof, went a little too far forward there. I'm not centered very well. I'll make sure this thing doesn't fall off. There we go. Okay, that should be fine for a minute. My friend Creeper, if anyone has watched the old streams, the Heist with Friends and stuff back in like April and May, Creeper has a really hard time landing his Mark II on his Kasaka. It like always falls off on him. I shouldn't joke, or else we're going to see the message pop up. Your personal vehicle has been destroyed. All right, so cutting torch, and then we will go on to the main heist. All right. Sweet. It's at the easy location. Although, I will say this. With the nerfed Mark II rockets, stuff like this has gotten a little bit harder. I mean, how hard is it to sit and float here and hit a button? I mean, obviously not. But you know what I mean. Like, it doesn't hit these guys as accurately as it used to. Although, at the moment, it doesn't seem to be having much trouble, does it? Yeah, okay. So as I sat there and talked about how it's not as good, it basically just obliterated everybody as quickly as it ever did. But no, trust me, sometimes when you're doing this, it doesn't do a great job. It misses those guys quite a bit ever since they nerfed it. Okay. Where is the cutting torch? Well, there's only 2 locations left. And only 1 location left. It is literally the absolute last possible location I looked. Oh well. That happens sometimes. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go to the island. I'm waiting for the day when we log in. There's like a little update. We go to do this, like a mission like this. And if you're on a Mark II, the enemies that chase you and spawn on Mark IIs also. That would suck. That would make it a lot harder. Probably shouldn't say that out loud. If it ever got by, I'm sure they've thought of it. All right. Gotta remember to change my radar before I go. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pain. So, jump through all the menus. There we go. All right, let's go to Cayo. So, just gonna go to the airstrip to start, and the one Coco is a little bit more challenging than the other. The one that's like not in the hangar, but on the little shed. That one takes a little bit of stealthing to get there, but it'll be okay. So we'll go Longfin, and we will go main dock. So that's closer to the airfield. Drainage tunnel. Doesn't really matter the escape point because we're gonna swim away like men. And here we go. Oh, also, if you're starting by the north dock, they changed this again too, the boat at the beginning. They've sped it up even more, and you're pointed right at the cliff, and you literally, there's no way to avoid it. You will actually hit the ground a little bit at the beginning if you're at the north dock. It's really, really, really annoying. I'm not sure what the point of doing that is. Back in the day, when you launched the mission, you would be going parallel to the shore, not directly toward the shore. I'm not sure why they felt the need to change that. I'm not sure what the point is, other than it just like makes it annoying. It seems to be their mission, doesn't it? How much can we annoy our user base? Hello, Nestor. So here we go. And oh, I'm kind of like pointed the wrong way here. Oh, I hope that doesn't drift out too far. Oh well. If so, I'll just have to swim for it. Oh, let's not get hung up on trees here. I want to get this guy before he gets like too far. Here he is. Hey, no Jeep. That's a little different. Let's pop this guy. And he never gets seen, so it really doesn't matter. That's going good, Nestor. How's it going for you? I'm on vacation, so and it's technically my first day of actual vacation. First day that I would have been working. They need to stop messing with Cayo. Yeah, you think? Everything's like, they're breaking stuff all over the place too. I've hit all kinds of bugs in the last day or so in this thing. They've really messed things up. So all right. Why do we have to run in slow motion inside the hangar, but then once we're out, it can go fast? So, I know there's probably a more efficient way of doing this, but I just feel more comfortable with it. I tend to come all the way out here to go to the shed. Is that Jeep coming? Not yet, is it? I don't want to get caught by the Jeep. To run across the road here. So I know this is kind of a roundabout way to go, but it's what I like to do. So it's what I do. And once we come out here, there he is. Hello. And I also take out the camera. And now I'll head in there and I'll grab the Coco. And hey, the Jeep just went by out there too. Good thing nobody heard. Okay, and that other guard is actually pretty far up the road, so I can go ahead and do this without worrying about getting heard. And what's cool is he'll be coming back afterwards, so I can just kind of run behind him. I'm wondering how far out my boat drifted from the shore there. We'll find out in a minute. Alright. So those two guys can stand out there and be completely useless, which is fine with me. This guy is starting to make his way back. So we'll just circle around behind him. Like I said, I know this is a pretty roundabout way to do this, and I'm sure there's a better way, but I'm more comfortable doing it this way. So here we go. You know, I've never run through these things before. Can you, like, get through them? Yeah, I guess you can. Oh, it's not too bad. Not too bad. Actually, if I had come down at the corner where I went in, it would have been kind of crappy. But since I'm coming over here from the side, looks like it's actually drifting back inward. All right. Here we go. Kind of back out for a little bit here. And that should be enough. Probably more than enough. And we'll crash with this guy because they're basically these guys on the boats around the island, they're basically like NPC traffic in the city. They constantly cut in front of you and they like yell a bunch of crap at you. But they're generally harmless. Actually, I don't know if I would call the NPC traffic in the city harmless. They've caused me a lot of problems over the years with their sudden cutting in front and needing to be right in front. And you try to let them go by, they come to a complete stop. Just anything to stop you, isn't it? Ever notice that? Their behavior is designed entirely to bring you to a stop. All right, so let me down here. All right, here we go. So the new semi-pacifist style of doing Cayo, in deference to the changes that they made. Yeah, I saw I failed this twice on Friday, but I think I've got it down now. I might still fail it. I mean, it's still pretty new to me, but I'm starting to get the feel for it. It's just learning a new pattern at the end of the day. And I had a pretty decent familiarity with their patterns already from my other way of doing it, so. The biggest difference is no more gate key. So I do use the elevator now. But I don't think it's that big of a difference. All right. Here we go. Cayo Perico, pacifist version. Mostly pacifist. There's one guy at the end who gets it. All right. Up here. Run over here. Cut through here. And wait for the alcove guy up on the left to turn. There he goes. I'll just sneak around behind him. Then sneak behind this guy. We'll see. I think eventually I'm going to get caught here. I don't know if I'm doing this very smart. Snuck by him. I have a feeling I'm going to get caught at that corner sooner or later. We'll see. Grab the money in the safe. Really wasn't much, was there? And hack the fingerprints. Here we go. So that's the pacifist route into the vault. Gotta count 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more prints. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A little bit longer with the 4 prints, but then again, I'm not running down to the gate either, so I think it kind of evens out. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4. I think that one's good already. Might not be actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then there we go. Okay. I messed up on that one a little bit. With the 4 prints, the 4th one is usually a lot harder. It's actually not a bad thing though. To take a little bit longer there because it gives the I can't, after I get the treasure, I can't actually leave until like the Juggernaut has gotten to a certain point anyway. So even if I'd already gotten this treasure and been back up there, I'd just be standing around waiting for the guards to be in the right places to jump down. So we got 4 cycles there. Here's cycle 2, cycle 3, and last cycle 4. Here we go. Hey, Zephyr. No problem, man. Chill, buddy. All right, so now here's the part that's a little bit trickier than getting in. So we got to kind of time it. I'm not too worried about this guy here. He typically doesn't see anything. Juggernaut's getting out of the way. Pretty much I'm waiting for the alcove guy to turn to the left so I can jump down. There he goes. And now I can run up here. And yeah, we're actually good. Just go straight out. There we go. Yep. Oh, hey, I'm doing good, man. And yes, new route. This is the pacifist version of the compound now. Or, well, it's the pacifist version of the compound. Overall, it's almost pacifist because I am going to take out the guy by the motorcycle up here. So it's not 100% pacifist. And the music is messing up. Oh, well. I can't deal with it right this second. And hello. So the rest of it's the same. We'll go by the palm tree and jump out in the water. For those who don't know, this palm tree out here, you try to go just to the right of it. And whoosh, out you go. Put on the mask, start swimming. I prefer to get rid of the knife. It's probably not necessary, but I think you swim faster with empty hands. It's probably just psychological. And once escaped Cayo Perico disappears like it just did, we're done. Hey, Zeffy, thanks, buddy. Thanks for stopping in. You have a good night too, man. Actually, now that the heist itself is done, I'm going to go ahead and fix the music here. I should probably update my OBS because I know there's an update for it. It probably has something to do with that because they changed the way audio is sourced for streaming. And I've been utilizing that new version. So anyways, guys, that is the new route for Cayo Perico, the new meta, if you will. Not too hard, not too hard. It's like you saw after you get the main treasure, it is a little bit tricky, like kind of timing it to jump down and get out of there. But I think that's like the hardest part. The other hardest part is if there's Coco at the North Dock. I I've got, of the 3 locations, how about this? At the North Dock, there's 3 locations where there's secondary targets. 2 of those locations, I've got it down, how to get it out. But the little shack that's like closest to where I normally land, I'm not entirely sure what to do with that one, because I think that guard by that will hear you no matter where he is on his route if you try to get stuff out of there. And if you take him out, then you have to take out the Jeep. And depending on where you take him out, you might also have to take out one of the white circle guards too, because they walk back, and if they see the body, they'll alert too. So that's the only like area I'm not sure of at the North Dock. Airfield, I've got down. Most of the North Dock I've got down, except for that one shack. So, and then I feel like I've got the compound down. But, you know, let's just go ahead and say it until they change things again, because you know they will, right? So, but anyways, that is the new Cayo Perico pattern that I'm going to be doing now. So, and it's been successful. I want to say this is probably like the 4th or 5th time that I've done it at this point. And where are we at? We're at 944 million. So we've got about 55 million to go. And I've got pretty much all day Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I've got to grind, and I'm just gonna grind. We'll see this Friday night stream. I'll probably come on around like 8:30, 9 o'clock in that area. I'll put it up. I usually actually schedule the stream on YouTube like a couple hours in advance. So, but it'll be anywhere. Earliest it'll be is 8 p.m. Latest it'll be is 9 p.m. And I'm really hoping, guys, this Friday is going to be the hitting $1 billion. I'm hoping. We'll see how the next few days go. I've got 5 warehouses almost full. So that's $7.5 million there. That'll take us over the 950 mark. So I have to grind, I guess, about $50 million in the next 3 days. But again, I'm on vacation, so I'm going to be able to play like 10, 11, 12 hours even if I need to. So it's very doable. It's definitely very doable. We'll see what happens. But anyways, that's all I wanted to show for tonight. The bugs really didn't show themselves too much, except for the one at the beginning, which is yet another new one. Flew into that circle to take us to Cayo. I got kicked out of the plane. I was skydiving, and then I just landed, and it never took me there. So if you watched that at the beginning, you guys, if you didn't see that at the beginning of the stream, you guys should go check that out. That was a whole new bug, one I wasn't even expecting when it happened. So hopefully Rockstar gets this stuff fixed and under control. They sure did break a lot of stuff, though. They really did, and it's kind of annoying. But anyways, guys, I will see you guys Friday night. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and have a great game.